What is up, my people? Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Cup Chasers Daily World Cup edition. It was a spicy day in the tournament yesterday, of course, with Ecuador knocking over the Germans at the death. What a goal for Mr. Gonzalo Plata to beat the Germans and a certain Kai Havertz shit the bed. That was beautiful to see. You love to see that, of course. Ivory Coast cruise. The dream does end for Curaçao. I was hoping that they would perhaps maybe do something crazy, but they have certainly availed themselves well here at the tournament. Got their first point in their first World Cup ever, so big them up every single time, of course. And the USA stumble at the last, even though it doesn't matter. I guess we'll big up Turkey for the consolation effort that they gave last night. Of course, Australia goes through in second place. Paraguay will be hanging on by the skin of their teeth. Actually, Paraguay got 4 points. They should be fine.
They're through.
Netherlands top the group, and Anthony Alanga with an absolute laser beam to tie it up versus Japan. Sweden and Japan both going through as well. And of course, there's some spicy fixtures coming down the line today. I'm looking at Norway, France. Of course, that one is just fun because they have both gone through. But there's plenty of stuff, plenty of permutations, plenty of places to be fought for today. Of course, we're looking at Belgium, maybe not shitting the bed so hard as we all thought. Cape Verde, the story of the tournament, might be able to make it through. And Egypt and Iran's group is that's the New Zealand Belgium group. Who knows what's going to happen there? All kinds of stuff coming down the line. But first, smash up the likes, subscribe to the channel if you are new. It would be an honor and a pleasure to welcome you to the community every single time. Of course, make sure you got the notification bell on for all the content because we're here every day and we are rocking. Of course, I'm loving it. I'm loving all the stuff. And I got my man Nez in the building today. How we doing?
Hey, man, it's a wonderful Friday. It's Friday, right? Yeah, it's a wonderful Friday, man. Or whatever day it is, wherever you are. Happy day.
Yes, absolutely. Let's start right out the rip with the big one. Ecuador with the comeback versus the Germans. Man, they just kept going, kept believing, and they've made it in. That was the one I was looking at, and I was like, I don't know.
You know, the funny thing about that game is a buddy of mine that I work with on some stuff, some audio projects, said, hey, man, I don't really know a bunch about football, but what do you think about these games? Now, if I'm not putting any money on it and just general prognostication, I was like, I can give that. So I go to the Curaçao Ivory Coast game, which we'll come back to, and I was like, yeah, they're going to walk that. That's simple. But I said, man, this Ecuador game, I don't know, man. I was like, they got something to play for. I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't pull one out. And lo and behold, because, if I put money on it, I wouldn't have won anything because of the different results. But when it was somebody else's money, hey, there you go, and I'm proud of them. The Germans, and I have to be honest about this. They've been inconsistent for several years now, man. And so you never know what you're going to get out of the German team, man. Like you look at them, you feel like they had a strong lineup that they'll be fine. I mean, they scored like right away.
They played the same lineup.
They scored. Yeah. But they scored right away. Like they scored right away. And you're like, all right. But then, Ecuador came right back and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, man.
And now you're just sitting there like, okay. But Ecuador was one of the better teams in South American qualifying. So, it was always there for them. And I learned this morning. I was kind of like scrolling through some stuff. I didn't know most of their national team starters all went to the same academy. Like I didn't know that. And
really?
So most of the players that are on the national team, even though they play in different clubs, they all most of those guys have played together in academy. So that's why there's sort of that consistency there. And hey, man, if that's what works, man, I'll talk about the United States later. But hey, man, if we got an academy thing that we can put together a product where my biggest question for the last 3 years has been, hey, man, can we get 22 guys? Just 22. Right. I don't need all of them. Just 22 of them. And Ecuador found their 22, specifically their 11 or 12, and they got the result they needed, man. 4 points, they're through.
Absolutely are. And yeah. At the moment, I don't think it matters as far as the third place standings for our 4 teams on 4 points, but at the moment they are in second place in that table. They're definitely going through. What's up, SC? Hope you're well. And as it sits, so they haven't actually put the teams into the bracket as it sits. They've only put who is guaranteed to go.
No, well, I mean, I have if you go on FootMob, they have a sort of a bracket. So
big up FootMob. We love sponsors, FootMob.
Ecuador will play England as it stands.
Yeah, that's what they were saying in the broadcast. That's going to change though.
Yeah, because the games today will influence where they are, so that'll be interesting. Yeah, right now as it stands, it's England.
But England may not win their group the way they've been moving.
No, hey man, the witch doctor removed the hex off of Ari, and he should be fine, right? They took the powder off. They took a shower, got the powder off him. He's good to go.
A good go. I'm in 3 minutes. You gonna play some poker, SC? Well, good luck. Good luck to you on that. Thanks for being here while you're waiting, of course. But yeah, man, there's still plenty of permutations to go through, plenty of things to look at, of course, as the groups come together. But it was very interesting yesterday in the Sweden and Japan game, because at the end of the game, the way England dominated Ghana, just couldn't score. That's true. That's true because of the witch doctor, SC. Is because of the witch doctor. Yeah. But in the Sweden and Japan game, at the end of the game, after it was 1-1, you could tell that it was filtering in from the other game. Of course, the Netherlands dunked on Tunisia as we expected. You could tell that it was the voodoo shit. Yeah, you could tell that it was coming through. Somebody on the bench was listening to the other game, because it's like
Alonso he was gone, man. When Graham Potter was like, "Hey, man," he swore it's done. He was traumatized.
Dude, Graham Potter, bro. Graham Potter just makes me laugh. He just makes me smile every single time. Just remembering Xavier going, "I miss Roman."
Yeah, man.
During Potter's reign. That was so funny. What's up, Lumen? Hope you're well. But there was 10 minutes where Japan and after Elanga's goal, Japan and Sweden were drawing. And the commentator kept talking about, as it stands, Netherlands will play Morocco and Japan will play Brazil. And I'm thinking to myself, if Sweden go and score here, they're going to have to freaking play Brazil.
Yeah, there was no benefits of any of it, man.
And so you could kind of tell that it kind of filtered out onto the field, and Sweden just kind of, they just kind of sat it back a little bit.
We good. We good. We don't. You got it.
Yeah, and Japan was like, maybe we don't. They kind of knew that. Yeah, they knew it was too late, because the Netherlands were beating Tunisia, and they're like, well, we're not gonna win the group, and now we're effed.
You got Brazil.
Now you got Brazil. USA definitely locked in to play Bosnia. That's a good team. A good matchup, I would say, for the USA. We'll get to that, of course. But yeah, but you could tell the Swedish were like, yeah, we're totally fine with avoiding Morocco and avoiding Brazil. We're totally cool with that.
But they got.
Oh, they're through. Yeah, they're definitely through.
Well, no, they got France.
No, they didn't.
As it stands, Sweden gets France. They didn't get it. They didn't get it easier. They got it worse than everybody. As it stands, Sweden plays France.
Oh man, I thought I was doing something cool there, and nope, y'all got effed.
All three teams. Hey man, here you go.
Boned. Y'all got that group. That group, man. What group is that? Group E, Group F. Y'all got F'd is what you did.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, that's Group F. Group F got so hard. Oh my God, I did not realize that.
The only benefit would have been to win the group, and you would have got Morocco, which is what the Netherlands got. And that's not really like the greatest game.
No, it's not. So France,
no permutations that worked out for that group.
France are ranked 3rd. Brazil are 6. Morocco are 7. Wow, that is brutal.
Sweden got France.
God, Sweden are going to be cheering hard for their neighbors today, cheering hard for Norway to beat France today. Yes, switch that situation up.
Yes, they will.
Oh yes, my goodness gracious! I thought Sweden were gonna come out lucky, but they're no. Lumen mentioned something yesterday, Nez, that I'll bring up. That maybe we should do a second draw for the round of 32, like another draw after the group stage, so that it kind of randomizes how we play.
You mean like in Champions League, right? Or do you just do another draw?
Yeah, like a knockout stage draw. What do you think about that?
The reason that has some validity is because of the Paraguay-Australia game and the comments about they just was like, we good. We don't care about anything. And so, for the fans, it does feel like, that might be an issue, even with that, even if there was another draw, it wouldn't matter because they both knew they were clear. So I don't think that would have really changed the game. All it would have done is like kind of set up, some just a little bit of parity for we don't know who we're going to play next. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's heavy, right? And if I'm FIFA, why I would be opposed to it is you don't want the heavyweight matchups in the round of 32. You don't want them yet. And so I wouldn't do it because then what it does is it kind of ruins you want your heavyweights in the 16 and the quarterfinal. If you get them in 32, now you start watering down the rest of the tournament, which and it's not knocking Champions League, but to sort of the Champions League example, this is where, respect to Arsenal's run, you can get a quote unquote easy side of a bracket for a heavyweight. And then people will be like, well, we know we would feel the fixes in because say we did that redraw and then Argentina gets an Arsenal-like draw and they just get all easy teams on their side. And they're like, well, Argentina's going to walk to the final. And I mean, people think they're going to make a run anyways, but like if you just make the path easy, that's very different.
Meanwhile, it's France versus Brazil, then France versus Spain, then France versus Portugal, then France versus England to get to the final. And meanwhile, Argentina's playing USA and Ecuador.
Right. And so this is why I think, it's like that. Well, but but the thing is there's so many good teams that you're bound to get one of those here. You're bound to get one of those there, so you couldn't really help because Morocco. Who was in Morocco's group? Wasn't that
Brazil and Scotland?
So the alternative was Netherlands, Brazil. Like that was the alternative. It was either Netherlands, Morocco, or Netherlands and Brazil. Those were the matchups.
Right. No, I think it's worked out okay. We'll definitely see as in the next 2 days when the bracket is fully fleshed out. Yeah. But there are some teams in this third place standings that are no slouch.
No,
Sweden's in there, Croatia's in there. If Korea get their head out of if Korea scraped through, maybe I can't believe that they dropped it to South Africa. I was shocked by that, but they might scrape through. We'll see. I don't know, man. The more I'm looking at this, I don't know if any team on 3 points is going to make it through because there's already 4 teams that have played all their games on 4 points in the third place standings.
Yep.
I don't know if Scotland are done, man. Scotland, bye.
The only team with 3 points that I feel confident will make it through is Croatia because they're on 3 points. They're in 5th place of the 3rd place, and I mean all they really need is a point. But I feel like they'll be fine in their next game.
Well, they're playing the Witch Doctor. They're playing against the Witch Doctor today or tomorrow.
But I mean, all they need is a draw.
Who knows what that Witch Doctor's going to do, though, man?
Hey,
Is he gonna turn? Is he gonna turn Luke? I mean, you can't like put an old curse on him. Luka Modric's already the crypt keeper, so I don't know if that's the way to go. But yeah, we'll have to see on that. Lumen asks, has it been a good World Cup so far? I think it's been amazing. I think it's been absolutely incredible.
Well, the funny thing is one, I agree with that, but two, I thought about this yesterday when I was watching the Ecuador game. No, it was the Netherlands game, and it was 2-1, and then Netherlands scored again. And I'm like, man, it's been a ton of goals. And I remember what was the number we had for total number of goals? What was it?
So I said 200, and that's going to be very, very. That's going to be way low. It's already on like 177.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. And so the one of the things, so to answer the question is, has it been a good World Cup? Well, I mean, first, and credit to, whatever happened along the way, the stadiums were full. So then we can get rid of that, the stadiums thing, even though FIFA's still wrong.
We've already beat that record. Yeah, we've already beat that.
They're still wrong for what they did with the ticket prices and the lottery thing and all that. But the stadiums are full. The sort of the fraternity, brotherhood, sisterhood, whatever going on has been beautiful. Cultural exchange has been great, and we've gotten good ball. And it's been good to the point where you've had a lot of unexpected results. You've had a lot of first times things happening going on, and if you're just using sort of those metrics of things that have never happened, then yes, on paper, it's been a great World Cup, and we haven't even gotten to like the rubber hits the road part. Like we haven't even got there yet.
Yeah, if you look at the group standings and you look at the statistics, let's check this out. Okay, so Mexico is your lowest group winner as far as goals scored. Switzerland scored 7. Canada scored 8. Even Bosnia has 5 goals. Brazil scored 7. Morocco 6. USA 8. Germany has scored 10 goals. Netherlands scored 10 goals. Japan and Sweden have both scored 7. And those are the teams that have, and then you have another half of the tournament to play, another quarter of the tournament still to play their third game. So as far as goals, it's definitely been a one for the goal scorers. And we've seen some new players. Like I feel like it's been, everything that we love about the tournament has been there on full display. Like we're learning about guys like Yan Diamande. We're learning about, everyone's learning about some of these new players that are coming through. And they're already getting deals. I mean, Brian Brobby has already shown himself. Yeah. Wilson Isidore for Curaçao scored a banger yesterday. He plays for Sunderland as well. Angulo, the first goal scorer for Ecuador, also plays for Sunderland. And so like some of these guys that are kind of on teams that no one really like. I don't know any Sunderland fans, that are like online and shouting about it, or whatever. And so, there are these guys that are kind of on teams that, okay, you kind of have to be there in the town to kind of be a fan of, and they're showing it out. They're showing out. I mean, look at South Africa. Look at that story. Yeah. Absolute embarrassment. Ridiculous embarrassment in the first match. And at the end of that game, I was like, damn, South Africa are already out. First game, they've already effed it. And then look at this. They've come back and managed to get in second place.
An interesting thing about your point about that, and I can think back to when I watched it too, that first game really set the tone for the entire tournament because it really did a couple of things. What it did is it kind of set the standard on how teams went out for their first game because it was just big. But the other thing it did is it sort of set a bar for the officiating. Like the officiating ramped down significantly after that, and they let them play. And so while it was, when we're watching it, it was rough. And, because I mean, South Africa got beat. Like the red cards didn't have anything with them doing getting beat. They got beat. But like the way it was officiated and the way the team set up and the nervousness, they kind of had to fall by the sword in that first one to be the example for everyone. But then after that, like the game literally after that day was good. Like immediately after, like, because those guys are watching the games and stuff like that. They're seeing it. And, it gets some of the, the jitters out. It makes me feel grateful, if I'm being honest, that, just rooting for the USA, as a homer, that they didn't play the first game, that somebody else played the first one. Because then what essentially it does is that there was a footballing culture there where in the Azteca, you felt it. Like, I mean, you felt that. And the funny thing is, and this is why, and we'll get to the USA result, when Mexico won their third game and they looked like they cared about that third game, and that stadium was on fire. It literally pushed, because I think Clint Dempsey said, either Lawless or Dempsey said this, because I didn't listen. I watched the game in Telemundo, but I listened to the American broadcast just to kind of hear the stuff, and it made them say, hey man, and I think they said this word for word. They said, look what Mexico did. We want to do that too, because you want to win all of the games, because like Mexico, like if we are looking at it, and it's not to judge the United States, Mexico is literally going into this next round hot. Like they're on fire going into the next one. And the fans are believing. And the funny thing is, that's what you want. So I don't know. But Mexico is sort of known as a footballing nation. I don't know if the United States was first, if we get that. I don't know if we get that. I think we kind of needed to see and feel the vibes, and you needed the fans who, because like us, we're Americans, we're American fans. I don't know if I wanted to see the United States first. I feel like I needed to see football kind of first, from fans that had like the culture of football, so I could feel it. And then when I saw us, I'm like, let's go. And then we played well, and then you kind of went from there. So to the point, it's been an absolutely great World Cup. And in my estimation, there are people who are paying attention to the game now that had never paid attention. That's why I sent that meme, that IG thing to you guys, where the guy was like, hey, we got a team. It's just funny because we don't know. Like, there's lots of people that don't know what we're doing. And so I think this matters. And the fact that so many of the American players, and I think this will benefit us, hopefully we make a fairly decent run. So many of the American players are playing in leagues that are seen now, that they have raised the bar for themselves. Because the thing that you're seeing is these guys who are playing, the normal starters, let me specifically throw that asterisk on there, the normal players are playing with, hey man, I'm playing for a contract, and I've played these guys, we can beat them. And I think those things kind of just, they put a fire in your belly that makes us be there. Because I think if we weren't good in the tournament, I think there would also be another thing. But the fact that we've been good, even with the result yesterday, I think it's been great. And it makes the turn. It's the cherry on top of the milkshake, because the milkshake, the FIFA World Cup milkshake has bring all the boys to the yard, and there's some girls in the yard too, and we're there for it.
Absolutely, man. I was just kind of, while you were speaking there, I was just kind of scrolling through to see who Mexico maybe might play in the next round.
Yeah, who was that?
And it could be, I mean, depending on what happens today, obviously.
Oh, Scotland. It's right now with Scotland.
Right now, Scotland are making it.
They're not making it. Right.
That's why I was looking at the permutations. If something crazy happens today, and let's just go with something reasonable. Say Cape Verde get their third draw, and Uruguay lose, and Spain beat Uruguay, which is very doable, which is very,
Yes.
Cape Verde will be in second place, and that'll mean that Uruguay would probably play, or no, Uruguay wouldn't be in. They'd go out on 2 points, so that blows that out the water. That's why Sweden are playing France. Okay, now I get it. Now I get that. Now I'm starting to understand how the thing's working. Okay.
Well, right now, Uruguay, if they stay where they are, will play Argentina next.
But see, my point is, if Cape Verde get any positive results and Uruguay lose, Uruguay are out.
Yep.
Out completely. So, I mean, and Spain are only on 4 points.
Yeah, they have to win. Spain knows they have to win.
Technically, if Uruguay beats Spain and Cape Verde beat Saudi Arabia, then Spain will be third in the group, and that would be embarrassing as it could possibly be for them. So they're going to go at Uruguay. Might be in trouble here.
Yeah, I agree.
They could be in some trouble here, because if it is a draw with Saudi Arabia and Cape Verde, and Spain beat Uruguay are going home. So that Spain-Uruguay game is actually feisty. There's actually a lot on it. Uruguay are going to have to send it, because they have no idea what's going to happen in the other game. And if they do lose and there's a winner in the Saudi Arabia Cape Verde game, they're in third place anyway. And they're not making it on that 2 points. Uruguay have to get a result, some kind of result.
Yeah, and we're also. Go ahead.
I say Mexico's the most underachieving country of South America in World Cups. I don't know about that. Mexico's technically North America, but
yes, there's that. Yeah, but I understand this perspective for this reason. Mexico has, in my mind, always been kind of known as a football nation, right? And more so than us. And they're North America, so that's the other part. And for as much of a footballing nation as they have been, I can't on the World Cup stage, I can't think of anything that has been super notable, and also of a country that is kind of seen as a football country. You know what I mean? Like I feel like based on that perspective, yeah, because if we go to South America, right, for the comparison, you got Brazil, easy. You got Uruguay, easy. Argentina, easy. Chile has made runs.
Yep.
I mean, Peru, I don't really think about football with Peru. Venezuela has been decent. Colombia has had their moments. So compared to the others, if we're talking about just Latin America now, if we just group it that way, Latin America, yes, they would be considered an underachieving Latin American country. I would agree with that.
But most people knee jerk without peeling back the layers or whatever. Most people are going to tell you that Mexico are the best CONCACAF team. Always have been, traditionally always are the best CONCACAF team. But Mexico suffered, and guys, make sure you go check out my 3 facts series on each nation. This is in the Mexico video. The Quinto Partido curse, where they've gone out at round of 16 5 different times. And they so much so that they've called it a curse. And
I didn't even know that. I saw the other videos that have been done. You also definitely watch those. But yeah, I think that's the thing that's the standard, because then it's okay, if you compare them to the rest of South America, yes, for sure, underachieved. But even so, if you move them to CONCACAF, you're you're the best team in the federation, sort of historically. So even by that metric, you're kind of they kind of have underachieved, overall. But they're on fire right now. I'm going to give them that. They're going to be
tough to knock out of this tournament. Who's going to go to Azteca and handle that?
They did what they're supposed to do. FIFA made the path where if they win the group, they stay at home. And they're going to be at home for all the games that matter.
That's going to be tough for anyone. Even France are going to go in there and be like, damn, this is wild. This is
because if Mexico stays where they are, and whoever they play Scotland, even though we know it's not Scotland. If they win that game, then they would play the winner of right now England, Ecuador, and I would take Mexico to have a heavy chance because the next game is at the Azteca.
Dude, the way the English are playing right now, man. If they have to go to Azteca, that's going to be a long day. As they say in England, that's going to be a long day.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Because Mexico don't leave Mexico until the quarterfinal. Because all the quarterfinal games are in the States. So, I mean, realistically, if you're putting money on them, I would put Mexico in the quarterfinal. It feels pretty safe that the next 2 games would be at home for them, in their fortress.
I don't know, man. Of all the I know that you could say USA at Lumen Field, we've never lost. USA are actually 7-0 in competitive games in Seattle.
I did not know that. That's awesome. We need to play there.
But even the actual stadium that is known as the 12th man, that doesn't compare to Azteca.
Not at all.
Doesn't even get close to Azteca. That is probably definitely in this tournament the best home field advantage that there is. But like, how many other home field advantages even compare? I mean, the Maracanã.
I don't know.
And then what else? And then where's I mean, maybe the Velodrome, Stade Velodrome in Paris.
I don't know. I don't know.
Wembley? Does Wembley even compare?
No, it does not. Not for the English. First of all, the English are too negative anyways. I can't see them even believing that. They're not delusional enough.
So who is going to look at Mexico at Azteca and be like, yeah, that's food. No problem.
Nah, man.
No one. No one is going to go there and just walk.
I don't know if there's a bet, but I take that. If there's a bet to say Mexico makes it to the quarters based on the run that they would play the next two games in Mexico City, yeah, man, take that one.
I ain't betting against them. That's for sure. But SC here is betting against France. He's saying Germany are too strong and they should drop Neuer. Neuer's had a couple of shaky moments. Sure, I can agree with that.
I'm gonna have to ask that. I mean, I don't understand. I thought wasn't he like a last second add-in or something like that?
He was a last.
Why is he the starting goalkeeper and he's a last second add-in? What are we doing?
I don't know. Who are the other German goalkeepers that are getting sat for the crypt keeper's dad here?
I don't know who Nubel is, but he plays at Stuttgart. And then you got you have Bowman, and he plays in Hoffenheim. Like, are they just bad? Like this, Bowman is 36, and Nubel is 33. So Jesus Christ, man. Okay, maybe Germany isn't deep at all.
No, they're not. Germany's not deep. Germany's problem, they have no killer. And of course, people are going to disagree with me. People are going to disagree heartily with me on this one because for some reason, everyone is doing the Arteta Galaxy brain right now. Everyone has their head so far up Arteta's you-know-what with this Havertz prop. This Kai Havertz is so great. Kai Havertz is this. Kai Havertz is that. Kai Havertz was shit yesterday.
Hey, man.
He was awful. No, he didn't. Nez, stop it. He scored 6 times. Nez, he had 2 Premier League goals. He had 2 Premier League goals all freaking season. Victor Gyökeres won us the league. Victor Gyökeres contributed to a third of Arsenal's goals. 1/3. 30%. 30% of Arsenal's goals, Victor Gyökeres contributed to. I don't want to hear this Kai Havertz bullshit from you, man. Because I'm hearing it from everybody else. He was terrible yesterday.
You know, the funny thing is, he feels like you're Savinho.
Madueke is my Savinho. Madueke is my.
You can't have 2 of these people on your team, man. You can't have 2 of them.
Arteta disagrees. For some crazy reason that I cannot. I don't get. I don't understand. I don't understand at all. And when I mentioned to my buddy Brian, I said, why is Dennis Undav not starting? The same question that Asif asked us yesterday. Why is Dennis Undav, the guy that came in and won you the game in the last game versus Ivory Coast, why does he not start in a game that you don't really need to win? I don't understand it. I don't understand this Kai Havertz love because I was very happy with Kai Havertz's performance yesterday because he showed exactly what he does. That was a typical Kai Havertz performance. He just didn't have his early goal.
Well, I mean, if we look at it, what we're seeing from the German team is there are a lot of legacy picks in here. And I think the legacy thing is because Havertz is on the legacy. He's connected to legacy for German football. So I think there's some legacy picks in there. I mean, you got a couple, like even Sané. Like Sané is kind of like, he earned his way up to where he is now. I mean, obviously he scored because like Wirtz, we're like, oh, well, Wirtz is fine. But like if you're looking at this team, No, that's what I'm saying.
Like, shown up. Wirtz has not shown up to this World Cup.
I'm just saying, like in the qualifying stuff, we had the narrative of like, Wirtz played really well for Germany. But I think the issue, which I think is kind of saying something about the German national team, and we've kind of said this for like the last 3 cycles, they don't have a refresh going on. There's like no young people in their team. Like, and so now you have to ask the question, like I brought up about Ecuador and all their guys playing, apparently playing in the same academy. What's going on in Germany? Like, what's happening? Because why are there no like young guys? Like, you're like, okay, let's get these guys in there.
Plus, there's no balance in that team. Why is Joshua Kimmich playing right back? Because
that's what he played at Bayern Munich.
Why does he play that for Bayern Munich? That doesn't make any freaking sense. That makes no sense. Joshua Kimmich, he is a progressing ball-playing midfielder. He's not
6 or 8. Yeah. Which means they don't have a right back. It means they don't have a right back.
They don't have a right back. They don't have a forward. Like, they don't have a guy. They don't have a killer. Used to be when Germany lined up, you were like, oh, shit, that's Thomas Mueller. Oh, shit, it's Lucas Podolski, Bastian Schweinsteiger, Miroslav Klose.
But I think
we're playing real ballers. Now you're like, okay, Leroy Sané is kind of getting up there. He had a decent season at Bayern, but he's second choice anyway. Havertz is I mean, okay, you know. I mean, who are you afraid of? Jamal Musiala? Okay, yeah, but he's coming off of a leg break. And, you know, and he's still kind of coming back from that, you know. So, like, I mean, I'm not scared of Germany. I'm not scared of Germany.
If you're looking, I see Musiala and Wirtz as the youth. That's it.
But see, I disagree with you 150 million%, SC. When I look at France, I'm terrified. France's front line terrifies you, man. Michael Olise, they have put Michael Olise in the 10 role, in the creative role, behind Mbappe, behind Barcola, behind Dembele. Do it. Like, dude, and he's crushing it. He's absolutely killing it there. Yeah, head-to-head and history matters, but so too does the guys playing today. The guys on the team today matters as well.
Right. I don't know if history matters in the current game because you can't legacy your way to a final.
I agree.
But I get it. Like, I think that to the point about Germany and France, I just think it's a way you play, right? It's like, okay, it's them. And then there's sort of a mental part more so than like the physical part. Like, for example, and I think it's not likely, but if like the United States got Mexico in the World Cup, hey man, it don't even matter what the records are. It doesn't. It won't matter at all. Like, none of that will matter. So
that all goes out the window, yeah.
So I think that's sort of where it lines up where to connect to the, like, you know, Germany, France. I think there's that history part where then the head-to-head kind of sort of matters because you're going off those vibes, man. And, you know, now I'm going to disagree with this one.
This is wild, SC. This is one of your wildest
takes. I can't go with that one. Now,
Rabiot by himself is better than the German midfield.
I don't know about that one.
Rabiot. Arden Rabiot. He says he's from the Homer of football. Yeah, fair enough. But Arden Rabiot is the guy that's not getting any of the plaudits for France, and he was incredible in both games.
If he does what he's supposed to do, he'll never get any, and that's how you win. That's how you win.
Yeah, man. They France are absolutely ridiculous. And then and what's crazy about France is they haven't even played like all of their players. Like, we haven't even seen everyone that they have. Like, JP Mateta has not played a single minute, and he's a killer. I would honestly take JP Mateta over anybody that Germany has going forward. Like, JP Mateta is a better goal scorer than Kai Havertz, for sure. For sure, in my opinion. You know, SC says Rabiot. He ain't been averaging this tournament. I'll tell you that much right now. He's definitely stepped it up. But and we're gonna get to see him again today as France versus Norway is gonna be. Ooh, that's gonna be fun.
I think a lot of goals will be scored in that game.
And it doesn't even matter. Like, if France play the second team, it doesn't matter.
No, France is going to try to win that game. But the Glaze in the France thing is if we're going to use history, we got to use it. You mean the France team that won 2 World Cups ago was in the final and before that? I mean, that France? Yeah, I think it's fair to glaze a team that's been there. That's like saying glazing Argentina. You mean the team that won the World Cup last time looks good right now and was in the one before that? Yeah, I mean, it sounds fair. If we're going to use history, we got to make sure we use it the whole way.
SC, both first halves were poor for France. And then look what they did. Look what they did in the second half of the first game. Yeah, France were horrendous in the first half versus Senegal. And then they came out and smoked them. That's why France scares me, is because France just, whenever they feel like it, they just flip the switch. They just turn that switch and you're done. You're done.
To use a basketball reference, because I haven't talked a ton about it, but just got to throw that out there of my own bragging. It's the equivalent of saying, okay, well, you played a better first half than the Knicks. Congratulations. I bet you that don't win you the game. Because you know what? People talk about like halves and stuff like that, and I think that's valid. But again, is it how you start or how you finish? Because at the end of the day, all I care about is what the scoreboard says at 0 or 90. I don't care about the rest of it. I don't care about none of the rest of it. That don't matter.
Absolutely. Definitely a clash of heavyweights. That'll just be for who wins the group in Group I. I do expect France to win that one, but I mean, if they decide to take it easy and Norway can get some goals in that one, so it's going to be fun, that game. Senegal have to do it, and the problem is they're on -3 goal difference, so they need a 5-0 win.
Oh yeah, they got to smoke them.
They need 7 goals. Senegal have to absolutely run up the score if they're even going to make it.
My buddy, when I went to watch Senegal USA, my buddy was like, hey, man, Monty's going to get a brace. If there's ever been a more Monty game, it's this one. There's never been a more Monty game than this one. Because he's for sure getting a brace.
Absolutely. I think that Senegal have to ram the door down, and they can't stop. Their only hope is to run up 10 goals for sure, because they'll be on 3 points, but you're going to have a massive goal difference. The way it's looking like, if you're on 3 points, you're going to be like 7th or 8th.
Yeah.
It's looking like 5 or 6 teams are going to get 4 points in third place, the way it's looking. And so Senegal have to absolutely smash them. Hey, and who knows? Maybe Iraq will put up 7 goals. Probably not. But, that game, Senegal are skin of their teeth kind of stuff. They're going to have to do something crazy. Of course, we spoke a little bit about Cape Verde and Saudi Arabia. I'm cheering hard for the Islanders, man. I'm really hoping
I think
that they can do something.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty cool, man. And for
amazing.
My boy Chris, I know he'll be happy if Cape Verde makes it through.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely.
Hey, I'm rooting for the island too, man. I'm rooting for the island too.
Hey, Saudi Arabia have not really impressed me. You know, the only thing I've really seen from them is that they're very comfortable in possession and they're able to pass the ball around. They got a couple of guys with some speed, but I like that matchup. I like that matchup.
Oh, it's in Houston, so it's inside.
It's inside. Man,
that's gonna make it a very. I don't know if people are I know someone is doing the metrics and stats, but I'm curious about the statistics about teams who are used to like climate and how their play has been playing indoors. Because I mean, obviously there's 3 indoor stadiums because you got 4 because you got SoFi, Atlanta, Dallas, and Houston. I'm curious on how well they play inside, because the inside is a very different experience, man.
A whole different thing. It's actually cold inside of the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Yeah. When we went there, Patrick and I went down there. Was it 2 summers ago for the Premier League series or whatever Chelsea were playing. Yeah. That's 3 summers ago now. I was chilly. Like I was actually, and it was like the middle of the day in the summer, so in Atlanta. So it wasn't chilly outside, but inside the stadium, it's almost cold. They're pumping so much AC in there, so it's very interesting.
I think it affects how they play. You know, I think it has and especially because we've noticed, you know, we don't have the empirical data yet, but I'm sure it'll be there. But we've noticed that the European teams, some of them are struggling in that heat, in the heat. So if you're a European team and you get one inside, you're like, yeah, man, let's go.
Absolutely. So that'll be very interesting to see. Massive game, Uruguay and Spain. Massive. That one is huge. They both need the points. Uruguay, desperate situation. They absolutely cannot lose. Lose and go home. It's already knockout for Uruguay. Lose and go home.
Oh, no, this is in Mexico. I mean, oh, wow.
That's in Guadalajara, yeah.
Oh, that's going to be an interesting one.
That'll be very, very interesting.
The funny thing is, if I'm using weather, that kind of favors Uruguay. Like weather-wise, it kind of favors Uruguay.
And I wonder, like, how much, like, if the stadium will be dominated by Uruguayan fans, like, if it's.
If it's anything like when Colombia played and the whole thing was Colombian, I feel confident it'd probably be quite a few Uruguayans there, because I'm looking. I feel like I need to see this. So when Spain played, I'm trying to see so they played in Atlanta. They played inside 4-0. They played Cape Verde out inside as well.
That was inside as well. Okay.
Yeah, they played both of those games in Atlanta. Yeah, they did. That's weird.
Interesting. Yeah, that'll be very interesting because Uruguay have not impressed me.
Yeah, at all. At all.
And if Spain want to, they can shit on them. But the thing is, Uruguay, it's a do or die. You got to have it. So we'll definitely see. That game's going to be very, very spicy.
Well, here's the interesting part. So Uruguay has played both of their games outside in hot places because they played against Saudi and Miami, and then they played against Cape Verde in Miami.
Whoa.
So they're playing outside again, and this is Spain's first game outside. This one feels. I think the weather might play a role in this one.
It might be closer than.
Yeah, I think it'll be close because of that.
Yeah, we'll have to see, but it's interesting because they both got to have it, and so that'll be very, very spicy 8:00 window there, and your nightcaps: Egypt, Iran, and New Zealand, Belgium, a group that is wide open.
Yeah,
there for the taking. Like any team could still actually win this group. Ali.
What's up, man?
Ali.
Hey, work in the morning gets me some time, so that's the only reason. I was here, Wednesday? I don't even know what today. Wednesday?
Yeah, the days run together, man. I don't even know.
I'm good for the rest. I'm good for the rest. Just had to get my work schedule together. But the Egypt-Iran game, which is funny because they're like fairly close to each other, right? And interestingly enough, this is kind of a political thing too. Like there's a political sort of ramification connected to this game too. So Egypt, in my opinion, probably should win this game. But you don't know. You don't know.
I didn't expect Iran to get 2 draws. That's for sure. I definitely didn't expect them to draw Belgium. New Zealand, I actually expected New Zealand to be a little bit better versus Egypt than they were. And so I'm not immediately counting them out versus Belgium today, who have just not impressed.
Hey, well, I'm looking at the Kiwis like this, man. Hey, all I know is that Belgium has literally looked like if we thought Germany was looking old and legacy like, this is like, because as this their neighbors, this is literally like the bad older version of Germany with the flag turned. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, man, like they don't look good at all. And the funny thing is, I'm pretty sure Doku will play in this game. So
is he going to come back for this? He's coming back for this? That's
cool. Because he's back. So the funny thing is, they have literally not been good. And he's been the only like real spark they've had. Like, I'm a big Kevin homer, but Kevin literally looks old.
He looks so old, man.
I'm like, hey, man, Doku it's probably like, hey, it's funny because I'm going to make a joke about the baby thing because I'm happy that he had a baby and that he literally missed no games. But it's funny because people might say if he doesnm play well, it's because he wants to go home to his baby.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
or it absolutely was. And or if he wins for the baby. So you know the baby is gonna get the blame on both sides. Both sides, right? He's gonna have the new dad high, or he's gonna have the baby milk down. It's one of the two. It's one of the two. But yes, it was completely blown out, especially since and rest in peace to Didier Deschamps' mom. I mean, I'm sure it sounded like it was a sudden thing. Like family comes first. I know you said it before, but I think it's super important for people to understand. If any family thing comes up during the World Cup, no one cares. Hey man, you kick rocks and all that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree 100%. And at the end of the day, one thing that I think a lot of people, and you've spoken on this before on the channel, these guys are still humans. They're still people. There's probably a poly market bet, Ollie. There's probably a calcium bet on this. But these guys are still humans. They're still living the same lives we are. Yeah, they're got tons of money and they're in the spotlight and they're in the media and everybody can see into their life and shit because they're in front and center and everything. And I get all that, but at the end of the day, like, it's the birth of his son, of his child, of his first child. Duh, he's gonna go be there. Duh, and there's no reason that any of us couch warriors should ever say anything negative about that. Of course he's gonna go. And what's so crazy about it is everyone's like, oh my god, he's back already.
They had a private day, and here's the thing that makes it crazier. It was more about the announcement than anything else, because Belgium had a private plane for him. So Belgium knew this was gonna happen. Like, everyone knew this thing was gonna happen. The Belgians were not bothered by this. Now I will say this. If Belgium, because Man City has benefited from this. So first, I think the comment was, oh, well, that so-and-so payment. I'm like, first of all, he's paid by Manchester City. That's why he's rich. So just so people understand, that's why he gets money, because he just signed a new contract. Second, when Doku got married, Doku turned into all-world for City. So, hey, man, Doku as a father for Belgium, hey, you might be making his child, I don't, whatever, there's the highest order of a citizen in the country. You might be bestowing that on his child. So just, give Doku Jr. some love. It might be worth it.
Absolutely. I fear for New Zealand in this game, however, because in the game versus Iran, they showed their hand. They showed what they were doing, and it was effective because Iran are shorter on average, and Chris Wood kind of towered over everybody, was able to be the consummate target man, and they did very well with that. And they tried the same thing, of course, versus Egypt, but Egypt were able to mark Chris Wood out of the game completely, and it really, really disrupted what New Zealand were trying to do. So I expect Belgium to kind of do the same thing. So it's going to be up to New Zealand to maybe throw something different at them to see, if they're maybe not so one-dimensional, just, try to target Chris Wood and have runners around him. So this game comes down once again to who's winning the second balls in the middle of the park.
Jake, I think there will be goals in this because Belgium's defense is awful. It's not a good defense. So I think there will be goals in this one. I think this will be one of those ones where it'll feel a little basketball-like because there's desperation on both sides. Like, that while a draw will get both teams 3 points, we know the permutations that 3 is very likely insufficient. So I think this will be a little basketball-like. Maybe Lukaku will find the back of the net instead of the side of
it. I wouldn't put money on that.
Just saying, man. I don't know.
But yeah, like I say, that group is wide open. New Zealand can still technically win the group.
Yep.
Actually, did they lose to Egypt? Yeah, they lost to Egypt. So they actually can't win the group because it's head-to-head. But they can still go through in second. They could definitely still go through in second. Yeah. Still go through in third, of course. Yeah. Lukaku's probably been the second best in the Belgium side. That's because they've been terrible. That's because they have not been good. I actually expect Ketelare to come back into the team after he didn't start in the game versus Iran, Iran, and they were awful. So that group. The nightcap's going to be spicy as well tonight. Lots and lots of stuff still to play for there.
Now I'm gonna be struggling for this one, man, because these games start at 11 o'clock.
I'm gonna be struggling as well, man.
And it ain't even about like age or anything like that. It's 11 o'clock on a Friday.
Yeah. I was struggling for the USA game last night, and we'll just wrap up with speaking on those guys.
Yeah,
big up Turkey. I'll get big up Turkey for showing up in a dead rubber match and getting their victory. A little bit of pride on the World Cup stage. A little bit annoying for me, really, to lose that one. But I don't think it really, I don't think it has much impact. Pochettino came out after the game, said that it didn't really have a whole lot of impact. I think that he was able to get some other guys in the squad some minutes, and get to kind of see what we can do. But what it does show is that we don't really have the depth.
Yeah, man.
Holding them turkeys. Wow, Ali, nice one.
Forward. Yeah, we was holding turkeys for sure. The funny thing is, I saw a comment somewhere on social, like I catch it here and there, and somebody said what Pochettino did in that game by making 9 changes is what like high school and AAU coaches do when parents complain about their kid getting playing time. Hey, man, I'm gonna stick these guys in there and show you why they shouldn't be playing. Just because the defending, my God.
Joe Scally got exposed, man.
Jesus, man.
Joe Scally on that right-hand side got absolutely exposed hard, and we got shredded down that right-hand side. We didn't look good really much of anywhere. It was Pulisic came on and lifted the levels a bit.
Weah looked awful.
Tim Weah was terrible, man. He was awful. He was so bad.
Like the first goal they scored was absolutely on McKenzie. Absolutely on him. Like, what are you doing to your keeper? And then on the game winner, what was that marking? Like, why did Turner even okay, Turner wasn't great, but why did Turner have to go out there? What? Like, it was
shambles.
Awful defending.
It was a shambles at the end, that's for sure.
And then, and it's funny because at least there's people now. I give the social media people credit for this because people are like, oh, well, they were offsides on that. No, they were not offsides on that goal. It was very, very onside. But I'm glad you're learning what that is. And someone gave a great analogy, and I understood it. They said they need to get rid of offsides, and somebody replied and said this, and I think it's so good. So I can't give credit, but I read it online. They said, well, offsides is equivalent to the line of scrimmage for football. You have to have it because it dictates the flow of the game. Because if you don't have a line of scrimmage, why wouldn't the defensive end not line up right next to the quarterback and knock him out as soon as he catches the ball? Exactly. Yeah. There's a reason for these things. It dictates the flow of the game. It's how you strategize.
We all played a kickball, on recess. We've all played after school where no one cared about rules, and the one guy just stood by the goalkeeper. We call it cherry picking here in the U.S., and everybody hated that guy. Everybody else on the field hated that guy
because you're doing all the work.
Yeah. So there's definitely very good reasons for that rule, of course. But I'm not too worried about it. But it does definitely show that we don't really have the depth, and our first 11, that's we kind of got to stick with those guys.
Even Berhalter, was he trying to get sent off? Because it felt like he was trying to get sent off.
I thought he was.
What are you doing?
he played well going forward. I thought he did. I thought he definitely had some good moments going forward. But
the goal he scored was because he had to redeem himself because he was trying to get sent off, man.
Yeah, he was. I definitely think he was. But I certainly expect us to be much improved versus Bosnia. I think that's a favorable matchup. He was getting stuck in, says Ollie. Yeah, he definitely was. He was getting stuck. That's for sure. I think that's a favorable matchup for the U.S. versus Bosnia-Herzegovina.
Real quick thing on Turkey, man, because people were saying this, and I think people miss what the World Cup means, right? So people were making comments. I don't know how many, but it was enough to stand out for me to feel like it should be addressed in some way. People were making comments that Turkey was celebrating like they won the World Cup. I need people to understand something. We've said this many times that this is only a once in a 4-year thing, and there's pride connected to this. Those players care about it. When Haiti scored a goal and the people were losing their stuff, it's because there's a national pride and culture connected to that. So when Turkey beat the United States, the team that was really puffing out their chest and feeling away, and everyone's like, well, Turkey haven't scored against anybody. These are professional athletes who are playing for their flag. They're absolutely going to care. So when they drop 3 on us, which every professional on the other side wearing the USA shirt should have known that was coming. No one's laying down. Not a single person is laying down for this game. So to celebrate the win like they won the World Cup is because the alternative was crying because you didn't do anything and you were projected to do something. Okay, we went home. That's realistic for over half of the teams that are here. They're going home. But it's to show up somewhere. I need to show up at some point. So they showed up. And this is why we know the games today and tomorrow, people are absolutely going to show up. They don't care if they're going home. Their fans and their country people are here living the best life, and they're wearing the shirt. And some of them, it's the first and maybe only time they'll be in the tournament. So the Cape Verde, do you understand if Cape Verde advances to the knockout, the tears that'll be in that crowd? Like, people don't understand. Like, hey, man, even if they don't advance, the pride that they're going to have in their country for getting 2 points. Well, they only got 2 points. You know how many teams don't have any points in the World Cup ever? Like, there's a national pride connected to it for a nation, because that's all you have in the sporting world. Because the Olympics, you're not going to get that. It's a very different sort of politics. So for people to criticize Turkey need to understand that Turkey were seen as the favorites, and they came back and said, we know we can beat you, and they did. Now, obviously, I don't know if we played the normal starters, if they win that game, I think our starters probably would have done well against them. But Turkey still would have gave us a game. They still would have gave us a game. And so Absolutely. Their Real Madrid and their Juventus player dragged them across the line because he's like, hey, man, we play for good teams. We're good. And so I just wanted to make sure people understand that if a team it sucks or they only get one victory and they're super elated and happy, is because you're playing for those people in the stands that are wearing the flag, the bandera, the shirt. And so you're winning for them. And then to people at home, have we seen the crowds watching these games? People are staying up at 4:00 in the morning to cheer. So, yes, they're winning. They're celebrating like the World Cup because guess what? I bet Turkey didn't think they were going to win the World Cup, but they did want something to celebrate, and they gave their fans something to celebrate. When the United States smoked the first game and the second game, we're cheering and we're talking about we might win it.
Yeah. There's only one other game like this in the rest of the tournament, and it's the very last group stage game. And you're going to sit here and tell me that Jordan are just going to lay down because they're playing Messi?
They're showing up. And if they score one goal,
Jordan should be very proud of themselves at this tournament. I think they've shown. I think they haven't laid down for anyone. Yes, they've been beaten in both games, but they were aggressive in both games. They went for it in both games. They've got themselves a goal at the World Cup. That's massive. And you think after what they've gone through so far, that they're going to, we're playing Messi. F it.
Nope.
Hell no.
Nope.
Hell no. You think Panama are going to lay down to England because Panama have lost both their games? Hell no. No way. They're coming with pride. They want goals. They want to score. They want on the last game on the biggest stage. Of course they're coming for it. Of course they're going to give everything they got.
And even if they score one goal, that's enough.
For some of them, and for the guy that scored for Turkey, the guy that's on the thumbnail, they may never see a World Cup pitch again.
Never.
Ever. They might not ever play in a World Cup game ever again. Argentina make the decision that you roll over for them. That's fair.
but here's the thing, like, but these guys, because the other thing is this is a money thing. These guys are playing for contracts. Like we've said in the group chat, I'm sure we've said it on here. These guys are trying to get signed by teams. This is life-changing money for them. This is generational change for some countries that like the cost of living is super low, poverty is normal. These are life-changing opportunities. Like the keeper for Cape Verde, what is like this 40-year-old dude who's now a legend. Like he can take the Instagram followers that he has in the millions now, and he can parlay that into money for his family and his life. This matters. So the point to the comment where Turkey wouldn't have qualified, a lot of teams wouldn't have qualified, man. Like I mean, some teams wouldn't have qualified if there wasn't if they weren't host nations. The United States missed the last World Cup. You know, I mean, yes, we were probably good enough this time to qualify. This is probably one of the better teams we had. But let's be honest about that, right? You know, I just think it's super important to understand when people criticize that, hey, man, don't be haters. Don't be haters. If you won, you won. Celebrate your win. And if you lost, but you advanced, so you lost in advance. This is the equivalent of, you know, hey, man, this is, if you watch football, this is the Champions League. I've qualified for the knockouts. Hey, man, I'm going to let the boys who we gave the privilege and pride to wear the shirt play.
Yeah, I disagree with this, SC. Messi wants records. They want.
He does, for sure. I don't think he'll play long, but he's going to play.
He wants a golden boot. He wants to try to at least pad the stats a little bit in this one, but I agree he might need a rest. Ollie says to take back the 48-team format included that even most of fourth place teams have been decent. I think it's been amazing. I think the expanded format has been absolutely incredible.
More than this, though, because they're talking about more, and FIFA was like, no, so I disagree.
No more. Yeah, no more. I think this is, I think we've pushed the envelope a little bit.
Hey, man, put the tinfoil hat on, drink the Kool-Aid, 3 Lions. But can we not start Jude Bellingham? Because he hadn't looked good. Can we not start him?
So it's coming home. We'll drink the Kool-Aid a little bit, but no Bellingham, he says. The real question is, does Ronaldo care about what the others are doing? Yes. I think he absolutely does. I think he absolutely does.
Bring up Messi to him and see what he says.
Oh, yeah. You saw that he walked out of the interview because they wouldn't stop asking him about Messi. So he said, well, F you guys, I'm out of here.
Which is also why, to your point, Messi's going to play because Mbappe is right there. He's like, yeah, go ahead. Don't sit him out because I promise you I'm scoring.
Yeah.
I'm scoring. Go ahead.
Absolutely. The star man is back, SC. The star man is back.
Is he healthy? Like, is he?
I don't think he will. No, I don't think he will. Messi doesn't run. He doesn't need a rest.
He just walks around.
He walks back when they defend. The others run for him. That's true. That's absolutely true. Machine Joe.
Now in this 100%. Game, I think he'll play half. I think he'll play like the first 45. If he gets a goal or two, he'll go from there.
Damn, that's a lot of wins. 1,100 wins. That seems like a lot. Have they played 1,100 games?
Probably. Friendlies and all that stuff.
Friendlies, okay, sure.
Well, I mean, to the point about France is like now in their golden time. Like, I mean, you know, from Henry kind of forward, they're golden right now. You know?
Yeah, they're absolutely crushing it, man. And I'm afraid of them. But yeah, lots of good action today, of course, coming at you. Lots of good action yesterday. Everything is kicking off. We are almost to the knockout rounds. We got 2 days left of group stage play. Of course, we will be here locked in as always. I do appreciate everyone that's being here. We're going to wrap it up right there. We've definitely done a pretty long show today. Make sure you're liking. Make sure you're subscribing. Big up the chat. Thanks, everyone that's been here.
And share it. You got to share these things with people. Share. Comment.
Let everybody know. Tell them. Let them know. Make sure you get your comments in, of course, every single time. Make sure you got that notification bell on. Big up to you as well, Ali. We do have 3 more nations. I only have 6 videos left. 6 nations left to post on my 3 facts videos. So make sure you got that notification bell on, locked in, of course. I do appreciate everyone that's been here, and you. We'll see us next time.